Welcome to the episode of Ground Floor where we can agree to disagree, still be family. Still working my intros back, so in time. I'm your host, Joe Lee. My co-host, what happened? He took the glass up, I say Brother Rome.
No, I'm Brother Jerome. I'm cleaning them right now.
Okay, Brother Rome here. It's a special night. He got the glass on, he gonna come with that deepness.
Yes, I'm ready for the people out there. What's up, good people? Hope all is well. What up, Dodo? From those that's back at home in the D and all of the surrounding parts of the great land of America.
What the? You didn't hear that, did you?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, I figured to call this show "That's My Birthday Money, Mom," because I was sent the video, well, two videos. One about a mother having a discussion in the car with her son about using his birthday money to pay bills, and son just came with, if this is real and not a skit, he came with that heat like, well, you would have money if you stop going out all the time or spending on your boyfriend. I'm like, ooh, bars. Well, you don't talk to grown like that, but you trying to take my birthday money. Well, I'll take your PS5. Why you trying to take my stuff? And then I'm thinking at the end of it, their little sister chimed in like, yeah, well, you don't spend enough time with it because you're always gone. I'm like, ooh. Now, it was another video I sent everybody. Hope the panelists get on. Where the girl from the Country Wayne skits that plays Sarah, she seemed to be on that Proverbs 31 in real life when she was talking about relationship. She was asking, are most women who have children out of wedlock being irresponsible? And she was making a point of, by having the two parents in the home, it will be better for them compared to just the one. You know. So these are the first two we're going to talk about. But what you think about the birthday one?
Man, when it comes to, like you said, these days, it's unfortunate because so many people doing skits and things like that. Because that's their, content creating business. But we're going to take it for what it is and act like it's a real scenario. Unfortunately, Jeff, in our community, that has always been a really negative stigma with parents putting cable in their children's name, the kid only 2 years old. So you, unbeknownst to that 2-year-old child, you don't know what your parents doing, your mom, your dad, whoever. And once you turn 18, next thing you know, you're like, hey, you can't, we used to have, what was it back in the day, Comcast. You can't do your account. Like, huh? What you mean I can't do no account? Like, I ain't never had no problems. I'm only 18. Like, no.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you had an account with us for the last 16 years. Like, huh? What you mean 16 years? And so it's been a lot of negative, poor management in our community. And I think that people have really more in single parent households than the married families. But it's happened in even those, the dysfunction is there. And we have had history in our community overall of poor money management lessons. Nobody has really talked about finances. Nobody has really talked about how to invest your money, how to draw interest on your money, how to really, take your dollar and maximize it and, let it sit for a minute and grow that thing. So I just feel like, at this point, we got to take this one in particular and for what it is wrong. That's that kid's birthday money. I mean, your birthday, some people call it the born day.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you only see that day once out the year, Lord willing. And, the young man wanted to, I'm pretty sure he had his own plans and intentions with that money.
It had to be a hunk of change too.
Yeah. It's like because I just think back to when we'll just use high school. And you mess around to get some birthday money. Let's just say you end up having, because high school back then,
you didn't get much.
Like you didn't get much, but let's just say you had a total of 250. 250. You know what I'm saying?
You balling.
You know what I'm saying? You was out there balling because you doing things on the up and up. You ain't one of the street boys selling rocks, selling new trees.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, 250, you like, okay, now you got to make a decision. You gonna buy clothes, shoes. Everybody always had a fetish, if you will. Some people didn't care about clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I'm cool with going right here to what's the spot we had right there? Mammoth. You know what I'm saying? You go right there, go up the street. Some people go get the little joints in there. They didn't care. It's fake car connive, fake everything, and they was cool.
I used to be one that didn't care about that. You told me like Jeff, you gotta step your game up, and I went to Target and got the same yet. Everybody, oh man, I got my Gucci, I got my polo, and I'm like, you stupid fool. I bought the same damn thing for $12. You pay $100 at Northland. Nut.
Hey, so I just think it's wrong, Jeff, for parents to do that to their child, man.
Yeah.
They only get that one day out the year, and you take it from a child to do what you want to do. And he was right, to challenge her and tell her you would have some money if you would be spending it on that man. That's a whole other topic in itself right there.
And the going out.
As my boy Lynn would say, I'm going to park that car right there and leave it in your hands, bro.
Why you going out so much? Can you hear us, Kia?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We talking about the birthday money. What's your thoughts on it?
Listen, I heard, one of the things I kept saying was like, is this even real?
Like, yeah, y'all gotta say real or skit.
Who records a conversation like that you about to have with your child? That stuff was ridiculous to me. And then furthermore, like, how you gonna ask the kid for the money and then get mad at them because it's like, I don't want to give you my money. I don't want to do that. And you up here and you mad about it.
He gonna take his PS5. Like, damn, you gonna take something from him. You gonna pay what you owe. But that's your job. You the parent.
Mad and threatened them. Like.
And then you spend on the boyfriend. So where Pookie at with his finances to help out? See, I'm a firm believer. Whatever you do, be the best at it. So if you're gonna be a hoe, be the best hoe. If you're gonna be a nerd, be the best nerd. If you're gonna be out here messing with these dudes, that dude need to be helping out with the household. You just giving out that away for free like a fool. In my opinion. Because the old school will tell you, like, he ain't putting no money on them bills, and you doing what?
And the thing with me is, you get mad at the child and then saying, well, you stay in the kid's place, but you put them in your grown folk business.
Mm-hmm.
Asking about the money. You put all the kids in the business. That's
it was a little girl for me. She chimed in.
You put all the children in the business.
Like,
and obviously, this isn't something that's new. They're used to this.
Yeah, because they say they won't spend time with you.
You keep asking us for money. You keep taking money from us.
And that's sad, because...
Manage your finances. That's what, that's a whole different discussion for another day. But manage your finances.
Yeah, you can't run the streets when a kid comes in.
It's your saving account.
You got to sit at home. And that's something, even some people in our generation I knew, I would have that conversation with them like, did you ask your mom to watch the kid? Well, I assume, I wasn't raised that way, so we ain't going nowhere. Because I don't want her thinking I'm that bum dude. We going to go get some food, come back, get her something. And she agreed we can hit the streets once the kid go to sleep. So that's how we'll play this, because you should have asked. Don't assume. She wasn't in that bedroom. That was your ass. Then like you always trying to be telling the truth because the truth is the truth. I wouldn't tell you if I ain't give a damn about you. But I mean, the mom need a break too, right? She taught you right from wrong. You the one up here backing up on that fool. Where the hell he at? Get a baby to him. You keep doing this, here, mom, and hit the club. Like, come on, man. They did their job. You didn't pay attention to the lessons. So her just giving the money to old boy and just thinking, oh, it's all sweet, and just to, I guess, want to go viral with that video, but it makes you look bad as a parent that you on your kid head about it. Hey, Zoe.
What's up, Sawyer?
Hi.
I don't know if you saw videos, but we talking about the first one where the mom was asking the son for his birthday money, paying his bills, even though she always be going out and spending money on her boyfriend. yeah, I see that face.
I mean, because at first I was gonna say, sometimes in the African American household, we do have to, help out once we become of a certain age. But if she's spending money on her boyfriend, that part I ain't understanding.
And she out all the time. Sit your ass at home.
Depending on his age, it sounds like he needs to find his own place. That's what I would do, because if you got me paying bills, I'm a firm believer that if you doing something, I don't mind helping you out. If you going to school, I don't mind helping, but if you're not, but hey, these parents, I guess we didn't get a parenting book. That's the problem for some people. Some people need it.
Now I'm thinking, if this is not a skit and it's real, that little boy after that conversation probably thinking, okay, I'm gonna have to figure something out and get me and my sister up out of here because this happened on some bullshit.
But I thought they was like 13 or something. How old were they?
He used to look like he could be maybe 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there, but the sister sounded a little younger. Like maybe she could be 9 or something. But I'm pretty sure after that conversation, he's sitting there thinking like, man, I can't keep living like this. I want my sister living like this, so I gotta figure something out. So we sweet, cause you playing. His birthday all jacked up. Like you trying to take my bread? Dang, I was gonna buy some snacks. Maybe give my sister something. You talking about pay a bill? But this dude on my house eating up our damn snacks, ain't putting no money on the table. They didn't talk right. Now in the second video, I was saying earlier, it was the girl that played Sarah on Country Wayne skits, but in real life, she seemed to be on that Proverbs 31. And she was asking the question, are most women who have children out of wedlock being irresponsible? And she was talking in terms of, by that father not being around, that girl gonna be trying to find that father figure compared to both y'all in the same household. What's y'all thoughts?
I mean, I feel like if you have one, that's an accident. You didn't know, things happen. But when you start getting into the 2 and 3, I do strongly feel that you should be in some type of a committed relationship or have, a 2-parent household. You make things very difficult for yourself. When you're trying to take care of the kids, you got to work, you got childcare, you got to, help the kids with their homework. It becomes a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I only had one. I, waited. I wish I would have had more, but I just knew the responsibility or the time commitment when you're having a child. But that's my feeling. I don't feel like you're being irresponsible, but I do think that you somebody there to help you.
Okay. Makes sense. Jerome or Kia?
That was good. I think I don't know. She didn't really say an age range from what I was seeing, or unless I missed that. But if we're talking the millennials, that's a whole different topic. Because I'm seeing a lot of recklessness out here. Like I'm talking recklessness. they just living their best lives, you know, when it comes to the get down. And it's kind of like, you know what comes of this. 1 + 1 = 2. There is a chance you can get pregnant or catch an STD. So it's like, are you even thinking about the child, if the child comes along, what this looks like for their future? You know, and I've seen where, you know, the young lady come to the dude, hey, I'm pregnant, and he out. You know, we could just look at Anthony Edwards. The dude was with the young lady. Soon as she said, and went to the court itself, said, hey, let me pay my 18-year money up front. Craziness. I mean, and if he don't watch it as young as he is, man, he gonna end up having like 12, 13 kids before he's 30. And you know, it's just that when you know better, you got to do better, man. You can't be out here living recklessly, especially men, you know, because when you have a daughter, man, them daughters look up to you in a certain way. They seeking that guidance, that leadership, that structure. The young men as well, you know, young men, they're looking for that structure, that leadership, you know, something that they can follow, suit on, and fill those shoes. If you think about it, and they can attest to this, you know, if it's a niece or, you know, a goddaughter or godson, when you have a kid, you haven't lived until you see your kid put your damn shoes on, trying to walk around the house in them shoes. Like, what the hell you doing? What the hell you doing with these shoes on? Like, I wear 12. So when you see a 1-year-old walking with some damn shoes that's way bigger than them, about to kill themselves, it's letting you know. It's like a sign to let you know that they trying to imitate us. Yeah. And so if you don't have that father role there, that mother role there, doing what they supposed to do, it's just it's creating the imbalance that they have to try to figure out as life goes on. And it's unfortunate, especially if the loved one, the mom or the dad, is still living and they just doing their own thing. It just makes life difficult.
Kia?
Yeah, I think it makes life real difficult, and we got to understand that children need both parents, and I think we get too caught up in thinking like, well, you know, I can do it on my own, and it's true, you know, certain things you can do on your own, but it's a certain dynamic that each parent brings to the parent of the children. And I think that, you know, we got to realize that we need one another. It was created that way for a reason. And so I don't know if I want to put a blanket statement and say that people who have children out of wedlock are irresponsible, but it does bear thinking, right? Like a thought process. What are you doing and why are you doing it? Is this one of them things where you were just a person who said that you wanted to have a child, and now that you're of age and you can take care of it? That's not who she was talking about, really. Because some people don't want it. It's like, well, if I wasn't able to get married but I still want to have a child, then they go ahead and, you know, they do so. But for the most, it's that whole thing of what you're talking about in terms of just, you know, you out here, you doing your thing and stuff happens. Or you could be looking on the promise of that you're gonna have a future with this particular person, but because you don't have an actual commitment, then they walk away. Not saying that people don't walk away after they get married, but at least you reduce the risk, you know. So we just gotta be cognizant about what the things that we do and the impact that it's gonna have along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. When you do that thing, you feel good without protection, but there's consequences, and people act like that part don't exist no more. So you doing your thing, and you ain't pulling out, and I'm pregnant. What you mean? Duh. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Don't talk like a Neanderthal now. Man, you've been around the neighborhood. No, bro, she was just with you last night, and 2 weeks later, what are you talking about? You didn't think nothing about. You was only in the moment. You totally forgot about. It's 100% chance you are the father, and the responsibility from that point. So don't be doing no long-term things with someone that's just for right now. Because that child support hit. And if you got money, you are very foolish to be doing these things and not thinking about they're gonna be what 10 grand. That's like the minimum a month that you're gonna be paying.
Depending on your job, everybody ain't paying 10 grand.
No, I'm talking about the ones that are well off, sports, entertainment.
That's what he's talking about.
For 10 grand, I would have had another one.
See, see,
Yo,
see,
10
look.
grand, I didn't get 10 grand.
You say 10 grand on top of what I make.
I respect the honesty though. That we do. We real here. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? You just an honest lady, like 10 grand a month. You an NBA player? They're gonna give me 120 grand a year. Okay.
That's easy.
We get that portfolio together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it be more. And then you crying at the man to say, right, you the stupid fool that did that short-term thing that's gonna have a long-term effect. Cause depending on what judge, somebody say, oh, you worth 200 million. Man, you could do about 150,000. Yeah, you do that for that kid. You like a month? Yeah, you can do that. My judgment final hit the gavel, and you call Johnny Cocker from the other side, like, I'm sorry, but you got to pay that bread, bro. Should wrap it up. Now, you on social media crashing out, mad, but you the one that did it. Should have got a wife. Saves up a lot of help. Now, that'll transition us into Shannon Sharp issues. Does it really matter on the age of who you're dealing with?
I just posted about that on my Facebook page, and we got a lot of response on that one. And I don't really feel that it matters about the age, depending on the maturity level. But that's a huge age difference. He's what, 56? I think she's 19
he met her when she was
20.
19. She's like 22 now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why my internet is cutting up. That's nothing but a sexual thing, in my opinion. And I think the things that he was doing truly were taking advantage of this little 19-year-old. So that's kind of where I have a problem at. It's just the age and the maturity level. So you have to ask yourself, what are your expectations? I guess if it was just a sexual thing, then hey. But with sex comes feelings and emotions, and you never know, with who. He might fall in love with her, or she might fall in love with him. So sometimes you go into it thinking, hey, this is just a sexual thing and I'm going to have fun. But sex is powerful, and it's very controlling, and you never know, when that person is going to take you to that next level when you're reaching out. And I just think that if I had his type of money, we would have had to have contracts. I would have had an attorney draw up something. If I knew like young women and, I was controlling like that. Because if you listen to some of the stuff that he was into and doing, I'm like, wow,
NDAs, contract signed.
And then you heard her say he didn't use a protection. And then they, had anal, that's kind of serious. So my question is, what's up with him? Like, he knows his STDs. I mean, she knows that too, but I'm like, I'm looking sideways at him too.
Yeah, because that Monique, when she was on this show, went viral saying, get your older female to take care and leave the young girls alone. That's went viral the other day.
And I think even if it's just a little older, because some women look good for their age and take care of themselves. I mean, I know, quite a few women that are, 30 and 40, and they look like they in their 20s. So get a good looking older woman. You go out there and get somebody's grandmother or somebody, older, but get you a good looking woman. It's a lot of variety out there. But 19 is a kid. Like, I mean, And then did you guys see the picture of her? I'm like, she looks like a 19-year-old. There was nothing about her body that really, in my opinion. So I'm just mystified. So yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else jump.
Go ahead, Kia.
She said I'm mystified. Listen.
Listen.
At this point, Unc Shay Shay, he should know better by now. You know what I mean? Like you up here, you getting ready to sign
$100 million.
$100 million contract.
$100 million contract. No, you know they gonna be on your head. So why did you not protect yourself? Why was that? Why would you say, oh, this person? Why somebody 22, 19, OnlyFans? Like, of all the people that you could have chose to do crazy stuff with, this is who you chose, and now you surprised? So, I don't know. Even if somebody is out to get you, you got to make better choices, bruh. It's some accountability on his part.
Her father and uncle probably attorneys.
Very well could be true.
Go ahead, Ro.
Man, this topic is crazy because I'm sorry, when you pretty much the number one podcast out there, number one, you got to tread water lightly.
Yeah.
I always look at athletes, entertainers, actors, all of those people as people like, dang man, like if you was in this person's shoes, how would you handle life as you just going day to day? And you when you listen to his show, if anybody ever watched Nightcap and listen to what they talk about on there, he really seems like he pretty much won't get himself in there. At least that's the way he portrays himself. He says if Kia or Sonya was to get into the elevator with him, he getting off the elevator because he doesn't want to get caught up in any type of situation. Yeah, he's that meticulous in those situations. So my thing is, if you going to go to that extreme, how in the hell did we get here?
Right.
So my thing is, they got a thing out there now. They call it high value men, and let's just say high value men could be anybody making 100,000 or more. So when you making millions, I'm sorry, if they got escorts on a regular level, where we at right here, I don't understand why you not in the escort world where you got the high profile girls where you don't have to deal with the.
Talk about it.
I'm just giving y'all the real as a man's perspective. Like when you get that level of money, I gotta protect the bag, my image, and everything else that's behind it, because all it takes is one person to bring the whole thing down. Like Cat Williams told him that. He said it. He said, I don't have nothing against white women. He said, but they will bring your ass down this rabbit hole. And you know how he liked to make a joke out of it. He was telling the truth in the sense of be careful in what you're getting yourself.
Because it always happens.
It always happens. And so my thing is, I just always look at that and say, okay, if you in that position, how would you operate if you out here single and you're doing certain things? And I'm sorry. Either A, I'm going to be dealing with unknown community that the whole world doesn't know about, that I got to go get a selection from, or I would be very exclusive with the person or persons, two people that I'm dealing with, and they would have like Sonya just said, having like a contract, because I got to have an NDA. I don't want no problems, and they're going to get it notarized. You can't just wake up tomorrow and be mad at me talking about, no, F him. He got that 100 mil. We about to do it. No, that ain't what the contract says. So I just feel like you got to cover yourself when you in a role like that. And you just got to protect. You got to protect. They used to say this in corporate America: protect your assets. Right. And the first three letters is the assets. Protect your assets, because if you don't, man, you can be sitting up here, sitting back 2 years later talking shoulda, coulda, woulda, bargaining deals when all you had to do was the right thing. So I'll end and before you say something, Jeff, I'll end by saying this: the new rule they got out here now for men is you're supposed to date half your age. The youngest person you're supposed to date is half your age plus 7. So whatever that number is, that's the youngest you're supposed to go. Half your age plus 7. Anything under that, you know you in we call it never land. You're doing too much.
I hadn't heard that, but
that makes sense.
You think about it. If the dude is 50, you take it 25.
So that's 35.
Put 7 on there, 32.
Yeah,
He don't need to date nobody under 32 at that point. And you think about a 32-year-old, I ain't gonna say all, but a good portion of 32-year-olds should be at a mature level to where they'll understand that contract, sign off on it, understand what consensual is versus forced. It's 2 different things. But 19, I'm not messing with you.
Can we just start having some morals? I mean, it's cool that we playing devil's advocate and we, being like, oh, you young. I mean, you out here, you single, you can do what you want. But can we start having? Where's the moral compass? Where's that at? It's just like it's gone out the window. Anything and everything is okay at this particular point. Oh, so long as you ain't hurting nobody. But obviously, that don't work because everybody is getting played. So can we have? Can you control yourself?
Yeah. Now,
you can't control your sexual desires and urges to the point that you're doing something that ruin your whole career and other people's lives in the process. Like,
now he's dealing with a few issues. First issue, he had similar allegations, restraining order at CBS when he worked there. They fired him. He had stuff going on at Fox 1 that Jason Whitlock talked about, like he got an HR file over there. Then he doing stuff. He had something happen at ESPN before this jumped off. So he started to show he has a pattern of messing with white women and something go left. Now, he's never been famous. He's a Hall of Famer. John Elway was the man of that team. Him doing that Cat Williams interview, 89 million views as of now. That took him to the world know who you are. And that type of fame could be intoxicating. Now, you at the gym meeting this 19-year-old girl. First off, you 19, she ain't figured out who she is yet. Man. Does she want to run the streets and be a promiscuous girl, or she want to be a quiet girl? She ain't figuring that out yet. So he come in, I can groom, because you 50-something. Yeah, you trying to groom. Let's call that what that is. No difference a woman that age dating a 19-year-old dude. You trying to mold for what you want. And if he is guilty, maybe she has someone talk to her like, well, you taking a criminal, most of the time it's hard to prove, but you can win in civil because he offered her $10 million. That's a red flag. She said no. She won't 50 because she know about that deal. And now another woman has come out saying similar stuff. She had a case from 23 in Nevada. So he's showing you have a pattern of doing too much with white women. And I get you became famous with Cat Williams, and it created his own network. He got 5 shows. So you got people depending on you, which led to this $100 million deal he got. And there's nothing in his psyche thinking, okay, if I like to role play, do whatever I do, I'm pretty sure there's a top madam out there that we know what it is. You pay this price, you do what you do. Because you're not leaning on morals like he has said. Let me fall back. Let me find one a little close my age, a little mature, do what I do. But you want to be out here in Candyland doing your thing. There's rules to everything. When I was a kid, that was normal. Rich people, they knew who to call. And that was his only 1 or 2. And we do what we do. You getting a regular girl. Well, they said she know who he was. So someone put her on game. So if he did cross the line, someone probably coaching like, all right, you want to get him? Get him where it hurt. Ruin his name. and get that bread because you might win this case because the tape should be recorded and all this stuff. Like, what this dude saying?
And she sounds so
Like, what the hell?
when you listen to the tape of what she's
Like,
saying.
whoa, you talking about talking to a white girl in public?
And then
You from
talking
the
about this
country, brother. What's wrong with you?
big black man and you're a little white woman. I'm like that.
I'm like, bro,
That's a
like you from the South, you know damn well better. Your grandparents,
Exactly. Your country, Bama.
you
trying
know,
to tell me that you ain't understand what you know
you
what?
know.
I can't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry.
That's why we got it. We keep it real at ground floor. We all know every woman matters, but we know when you cross the line with a white woman and you're a black dude with money, you fucked. Unless you can prove you didn't do nothing like Kobe. He the only one to escape it. Anytime a black man got accused of something, their career was over.
Kobe
Bryant,
the
only one that kept his career.
They just settled.
Yeah, but he kept his career.
Yeah.
Okay. On average, when a black man, look at Jonathan Majors, he was Kane the Conqueror from Marvel and Big Villain. Gone. They moved on to bringing Robert Downey back to be the villain. Like he's in 2 weeks, he was done.
Well, the Kobe case, the case was dismissed after the young lady had another man's DNA
in her body. Yeah.
But he's the anomaly.
Yeah.
He didn't lose his name. He still had his job. They accused Albie Sure back in the day. He was gone. Aaron Hall, he was gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They even said that about Anthony Anderson for a minute. He died down before he came with that Grown show. It's been traditional if you a black man with money and a white girl say you did something wrong. Herman Cain was running for president. He was leading the Republican Party, a black man. He touched white girl. He was gone. It should be for any woman of any race.
I don't remember him.
Know
party, but I remember him running.
We know what it is. They say you did something. Bill Cosby. White girl, you gotta go, you gone. When you say white and you touch, you out of pocket. What you doing? It should be for anyone.
But that's just
what we know.
Especially during Donald Trump's time. This was crazy.
And he should know better because
it don't matter. It don't matter whose time it is. That's just the history of what has taken place. We go all the way back before Emmett Till.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it's like, and he knows he's from there. Like, dude, you forgot all this because you got famous now. The world know who you is.
Mm-hmm. But people forget, and they think that they forget certain things because money will, and you when you in certain circles, it'll make it seem like you're even and equal.
Oh, that's true.
And so they forget that they can to play on your downfall, and that can continue to happen. And yeah, and they just entice you with certain things, and you fall for it, and then there you go.
$100 million in jeopardy. That's crazy.
Like the movies, The Devil's Advocate.
That was a movie.
Was a good movie.
Yep, they fall for it every time. So.
Yep.
We just got to be careful. I don't care, white, black, and indifferent. That was stupid. It could be a 19-year-old black woman. I still would say the same thing. Now, would it have bear the same consequences? And who knows, right? But the point is, you put yourself in that situation.
It should, sadly. But now the next one. I came across Levar Erickson on Instagram earlier, and Stephen A. Smith was saying after Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, got drafted, the 144th pick in the 5th round, that man, this is similar to the Kaepernick situation. This ain't right. Everybody know what this is. I think that's a bridge too far. When I looked on social media, the word on him was he's arrogant and entitled.
The son?
Yep. And it's an unspoken rule that a lot of players retired have said. These are old white men with billions who think like the 1950s. When you get drafted, they want you to be humble and thankful for the opportunity. Now, if you get Hall of Fame talent, they'll let you be off the hook. They'll let you run up in there talking with the swag like you Ric Flair the Rock, and they'll roll with it because you got that type of talent. His talent okay. 2 years in Colorado, he was 13-12, barely above 500. You ain't your dad. Because Deion came out, he told Atlanta to get them numbers right. Oh, I ain't playing. And they got the numbers right because they knew he had Hall of Fame talent. So I don't think it's a race issue of, well, Kaepernick was doing this, so they doing like that. No, they say he was arrogant and entitled. And the worst of it is entitled. It's a private entity, it's their league. Everybody tell you this is how they want you to come in there when you talk with them, and they give you a job. And you do what you do with that opportunity. Because Deion won a title for Jerry Jones, even he didn't draft his son to do it like I'll do you a solid. So I don't think it's a Kaepernick scenario. I think that's a bridge too far. What y'all think?
Man, you know what's funny? I think what people fail to realize, NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, it's corporate America. And whenever you're dealing with corporate America, you got to play by that corporation's rules, regulations. The NFL is known, like Jeff just said, you're dealing with billionaire, they got what they call old money and new money. You're dealing with billionaire old money. And you have people who been believing the way that they've been believing since they was knee high all the way up to now. And some of these guys is 75 and up. And so when you have that, you have to realize that it's considered a culture. Each franchise has their own culture. And let's not forget, in college, they're getting paid now. It's so many of these same individuals that don't like that. They don't like seeing these young men get that money like that. Let's not forget, that's why Nick Saban is retired now. And
Talk about it.
He's being an analyst because he didn't like having to deal with these kids who are jumping in the damn transfer portal. And every year he got to be recruiting. Whereas before he was recruiting, but he had kids that was going to be there to their junior, senior year. Nobody transferring. Now you got to worry about people transferring for $2 more million. And so my thing is, he already getting paid by his endorsements. He's already coming from money. He's coming all these things. Let's just be honest. He has that, as you called it, that they call it arrogance, but let's say he was raised in a household that was full of confidence.
With money.
Like some people don't like Mayweather. Undefeated, all the whole nine, but he come off arrogant to some, but to others, it's confidence. And my thing is, when you come into an NFL, they all looking at this like, he okay, but he ain't no 5-star. But I find it funny that they let Johnny Manziel, they called him Johnny Football. He doing this in college. Baker Mayfield, he was up there being arrogant like that. And they let both of them come to the league and got drafted in the rounds that they were supposed to get drafted. But, here comes Shador. Oh, he can't do that. No, we'll need that in the league. Now, I'm going to say this. How is it that he was considered a Heisman candidate all the way up so far, and then all of a sudden, this man doesn't go first, second, or third round? That's what I found strange. But let's backtrack. A few years ago, Lamar Jackson went through this. He didn't go all the way to the 5th round, but he definitely went a lot further, deeper than what he was supposed to. And I just think it was because of his playing style. They starting to say, hey, you know what? We're going to make this person wait. And when those 32 teams get together behind the scenes, nobody's talking about that. They made a phone call. Hey, don't nobody draft him before the 5th round. And you think about that. There's no way, Jeff, that you
Yeah,
can tell me that
yeah. He
nobody
sounded
just
humble
thought about
after he
that.
got
Hey,
called. Yeah.
do not touch this young man before the 5th round because there was one kid they drafted in the 4th round. The kid was 10 feet. Me and Jeff can throw the ball with our eyes closed to the dude. This dude threw it to the ground. They drafted him before Shador. That's when I was like, oh, I see what this is. They got that hidden agenda. And it's all because of who their dad is. They don't like Prime because of the way he carry himself. He just got that $10 million a year contract up there in Colorado. They don't like that. And so they looking like, oh yeah, we're gonna make sure he earns his spot in the NFL. He's not gonna be given anything. So that's what this is all about. Earning his spot. Yeah.
Well, I can't really say anything. I don't know a whole lot about football. I just kind of assumed that maybe it was his dad. Like maybe, all of the things that his dad was doing and that could have been a possibility. But it's guys if you kind of, answered it.
Yeah, and just for context, even though that he was considered for a Heisman, Baker and Johnny won. So that's like that example of if you got the goods and the hardware, you got a little more rope to be wild. And I think if he had a better record at Colorado, that man gave him a little more leverage to have that type of swag. But 13-12, that's gonna get him more just cause. Like you come to here like you Deion Part 2. He had the goods at Florida State. You barely won against the real. They don't look at it with his total record with Jackson State. He's 36-15. They don't count HBCUs. They think that's the fun bunch. That ain't no real competition. Which I think why Deion probably went to Division I so his son could get a better chance to go pro. So they see what he do against the real competition. And 13-12 is still a winning record. But the swag he came in there with, and I saw that all through in there, all the different sports spotlight, they say he's arrogant and entitled. And they get the arrogant, but that entitled word, like, oh. I'm like, well, you ain't got time like your daddy yet. You nice, but you ain't him. They're going to make your ass wait. Just prove a point. And when he did get the call, he went in that big room he had all set up like it was a stupid party when he thought he was going to get drafted in the first round. It was more humble. Thankful to get that opportunity now. Like, this is how your ass should have went there in the first place. Your daddy should have told you how this really go. Unless you got that Hall of Fame talent, you can walk in there like Ric Flair. Look, I'm that guy. Give me my damn money. You better draft me in the first round. He got talent. Okay, we got you. But you 13-12? Okay. We got to show you something. Your thoughts, Kia?
You might have to get her caught up on the topic.
No, it was I'll never know how to pronounce his name, but Dion's son. Yeah, I know that one of the things that they kept talking about is the rumor of him, being arrogant and so on and so forth. There's a couple of things with that I was thinking about. Number one, I don't know why we would have expected him to be kind of, if the arrogant rumors are true, I don't know why we would have expected him to be any different, being that his father's personality was the same way, right? And most times we aren't very much different than who we were raised by. So you could kind of expect that. The second thing is, am I arrogant though? Like, I often wonder why we feel like we got to shuck and jive in order to be able to have a place in something, right? Like, oh, we got to play by their rules if we want to have this particular job. Why is it that when people speak out and they have confidence, it's looked at as being arrogant? How do you know that his father doesn't put more pressure on him, being that, he was in the league. And so maybe he has him living up to a different standard, because they were like, well, how do we know his talent? The only person who he ever played for was his dad. But who's to say that he didn't put more pressure on him to be an elite player, right? Does he have all the tools around him in terms of playing for Colorado, where he could really showcase his arm as a QB, being with his offensive line? I don't know, but I always question that, right? Like, if I'm a person to speak up, I go against the norm. Now I'm arrogant, I'm cocky, I'm angry, all the stereotypes that go with us when we're either if we're not showing that we're quiet, meek, docile, right? Either we're in if we're not showing where we're in pain, it's like, oh, it's not the struggle bus, right? So they're not excited about that. Or if we're not extremely, they don't say anything. It's always, I'm so grateful, that I'm here, and I'm real soft spoken. That's fine. But as soon as I say, I have a talent and I feel that I should be paid this, now it's, oh, you arrogant. You think that you that great. Well, we looked at your numbers, you not that great. But now all of a sudden I'm not that great. But you were saying that I was before. So I always look at that and look at the other paradigm of that. Like, why is it when it come to us, we always got to be so quiet? We can't speak out. We can't rattle nothing. It's just gotta, you either got this way or that way, and anything that's in between is kind of talked about, shunned, and labeled as something. Even when you think about Black women, if we standing up for ourselves, the first thing you say is you are angry Black woman, because now you spoken up. Even if I'm like, I am confident in who I am, like I'm a boss. Now you too bossy, you not meek, you ain't in your soft area. You know what I'm saying? It's always those labels when you stand up. Isn't as an athlete, as a professional athlete, you should say, like, I'm good? Should you not be saying, pay me what I'm worth? Should you not be saying, I'm just as talented as these other people, and why are you not drafting me right now? Is there something really wrong in that? And why is it because I say that and I'm going against the grain, now I'm arrogant, I'm not humble, I'm a problem child, that's why don't nobody want you? And so,
Yeah, I got a few comments from my big bro. Bullshit is good. He went where he went. Now everyone before him can F up, 'cause all eyes will be watching.
mm-hmm.
Tom Brady would not have wasted his time with him if he didn't know he got that it factor.
Oh, that's a good point.
All Black men that speak with confidence are deemed a bragger like Ali and Mayweather.
See, that's what I was saying. Why is it as soon as you speak with confidence, that's where it is. And I guess I see that because being in
It's corporate America, unfortunately.
yeah, being in the financial world and seeing how people talk, or being in sales and seeing how that entity is, and how people talk, and they talk with great confidence, is, and I know it's a thin line between confidence and arrogance, but them saying that I'm the best at what I do, nobody ever labels them as arrogant.
Nah.
So why is an athlete, as soon as a person says that I'm good at what I'm doing, soon as a Black man says I'm good at what I do, soon as a Black woman, Angel Reese, soon as you say I'm great at what I'm doing, I'm the greatest to ever do it, now you're arrogant. You're always looked as arrogant.
Well, she need to do a little bit more work.
I mean, I just threw that name out there, but yeah.
She nice. She need to do, and she doing that work, Lisa Leslie, now. But it's unfortunate because it seems to be, from what's been shown with a lot of these players that have gotten in trouble. Well, how did they get drafted? Because they got the talent. These old white cats would allow you, if they off the rip, like, dude, we're gonna win Super Bowl with that person on the squad. All right, they come in there like that, we're gonna allow it. But if you come in and like you
yeah,
no, you gotta play the culture game. You gotta be thankful and humble, because you ain't him.
What
You
you
ain't got
speaking
that type
of
of.
is you are my cash mule. So I'll deal with your bull crap because you're gonna
Yep.
bring me a whole bunch of money.
Yep.
Let's just call out what it is.
Yep. So they come in there, any type of ego, whatever they got, we still gonna draft you number 1, 5, whatever. But if your talent is so, you ain't got that privileged home skill.
Well, let me ask a question. Who
Sure.
number one who got picked? I don't know who number one is.
Cam Ward.
Okay.
Miami.
Was he arrogant?
No, he worked his way up to get to that spot. The last games of the season showed he had the goods. So Tennessee took him number 1.
Yeah, he got a swagger though. He went to University of Miami, so it's a certain swag you got to have when you come out of Miami. They, you know,
Oh, yeah, he probably got that same, but
yeah.
and it shouldn't be a thing. But in corporate America, we are a threat. So what they have shown, because they've asked Dez Bryant, was his mom a whore? They've asked all type of stuff like, dude, what the hell? Are you a street dude? You into this hip hop too much? Like, y'all asking what?
Who asked? They asked who that?
An owner asked Dez Bryant that before. They've asked some wild stuff like, I heard about you on camera that you like to hang with them thug dudes. I don't like all the hippity hop. So you ain't gonna be my quarterback. Come with all that. What did he say to me? And they shouldn't, but it's their team.
Darren brought up a good point on here about the Ali thing. The one thing I'll say about Ali, I know he was a little bit per se.
He said it ain't Jimmy Johnson Miami. So
yeah, I see what I know. Ali was a little bit before our time, but what we seen of him, people loved Ali, and they let him be that, person with that high confidence that came off to some as arrogance because he was a great person in the ring and outside the ring. People don't like Mayweather because of who he is outside of the ring. Mike Tyson even made a reference to this. He said that Mike Tyson can't walk down the street without security. Muhammad Ali could because he was a man of the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why if you watch that movie that Regina King did, the things that they showed with him and Sam Cooke, that was legit. He was able to go to a liquor store and be amongst his people. Some of these people, they can't do that because you ain't about the people. Also, when you go back and look at some of the interviews that Muhammad Ali did, I remember one of his interviews, his response to that kid was probably 4 minutes. And he said, no, I'm answering the kids now. He broke it all the way down. He was like, let's see. I'll probably be in my 20s. I'll be doing this. So he broke it all the way down and all the way up in his ages of where he would be. And I was like, Ali was just totally different. You don't necessarily always get that with an athlete that is a likable person inside of the sport that they're doing, whether it's on the field, the court, and outside, overall being that type of person. So I think that like what Kia's saying, what Sonya said, what you just said, Jeff, the way that is set up is set up to where we always gonna be looked at like, hey, don't do that. Don't be too confident. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come with some repercussions. Like, I'll just say this. All of us that work in corporate America, all you had to do is sit back when everybody was taking a knee. I used to go in the rooms and just sit back. I ain't say nothing. Nobody asked my opinion. I just used to listen to them. And the first thing they would say is, we don't need any politics in sports. I'm thinking to myself, how is social injustice politics? Why are you using the word politics for something that's social injustice? But that's what they were saying when Kaepernick was taking that knee. And I asked a question one time to one of my buddies. I said, hey, man, did you know that they had that slave reference in the Star Spangled Banner and that was taken out prior to this? He said, no. I said, that's the whole point. Waking you people up and everybody else out there. That whole reference, it's a lot of people that didn't know that was a part of the Star, but you want everybody to stand up and do it with a smile. And I said, the funniest thing about the Star Spangled Banner, I done been to many sports events. You know how many times I've been at the damn concession stand when the damn Star Spangled Banner going on and the land of the brave? I'm like, hey, let me get 2 of them Jack and Cokes, this. I'm talking right through the damn thing, focused on my stuff, because I'm not getting back up to go to this bar. I'm before I go have a seat. and y'all worried about people taking a knee. You ain't worried about the people at that concession stand. I can assure you, they ordering their food. There's people in the damn restroom. You think they're in there taking a knee? I doubt it.
Yeah. Now,
You think they're in there crossing they, you know what I'm saying, chest like this, talking about some old land of the free. Them people in there like, hey man, you next? You know, you going over here? Them women, you look at when you go to the next time y'all go to a football game, basketball game, look at the women line and look at the men line. The women line, I feel so bad for the women, like y'all need to come over here with us.
And will if it's strong enough.
How many times I'd have been to a firework event and these women literally be like, hey, because you know some of the stalls for the men, they don't put the door on it.
Right.
So going to the riverfront, this girl's like, hey, I know y'all have seen some ass before. And I'm just looking like, I'm like, wow. I came into the bathroom like, this is just the D for you. You know, somebody come. It was two ladies in there. I just was laughing like, wow. But we living in a day and time where social media is where it is. And all of these people are just feeling like they can just do what they want to and say what they want to. But they have to remember, this thing is corporate America, and you got to play by their rules. If you don't like it, I keep telling everybody, we had a Negro League for a reason. We had a Negro League that was thriving with baseball for a reason. And it was doing this thing until Reggie, Jackson ended up leaving and going to the actual pros. And once that happened, everything changed. But before then, we had our own things. And I was looking at this. I said, if he didn't get drafted, we needed to take a stand, and everybody needed to go over there where the Rock is at in his league, and they need to start playing over there. Make a stand and do something different, because after a while, you got to take their power away, and the only way to do that is if everybody stand in unison and go do something different. That's my take.
True. Now, two things real quick. One, Ali wasn't too nice, because he went to Joe Frazier's house with Cam. Was like, man, you better fight me. What he's eating with his family. That's why he tried to kill his ass in the ring. That was very disrespectful. And when the Kaepernick crap was going on, Jerry Jones told his team, no Cowboy will be taking a knee. They're going to stand on that line, handle their heart, and they won't be in my jersey. And none of them said shit, and they all knew they role and was doing that when that thing was going. Keep that money coming in. So it's on for. Go ahead, kid.
No, I looked at the time. We talk about this all day. Listen, it's too many of us in the NFL for not everybody to have backed Kaepernick. Period. But they didn't, and that's always the issue. You got some that's willing to stand for what's right, and then others that cower. And that's always the thing. Is division.
True.
You can't get rid of the whole league.
True.
We make up too much percentage of the NFL for some things not to have changed out of what Kaepernick was standing for.
Now, last two quick ones. I saw a video with tonight's conversation, and they asked a question: why music about love is not being mainstream right now?
Because everything right now is about division and hate.
She just said it, man. At the music today, let's just be real. We came up, I used to listen to our about, the Motown, which I know that era had to be, you had all those iconic legends. But when we came up in the 90s, we came up with our own thing with the R&B. We done took that thing to another level at the groups and the individual artists that came out during that time. And they was talking about love so much so the rappers started having to get the R&B artists tracks with them so they can start having the right sales. So I feel like the R&B back then we were still talking about love in our own way. Now it's not about love. It's all about quick hookups, and everybody just, Kia said it earlier, everybody's just, the morals, the values is out the door. It's all about, I'm going to get mine. Like Tupac and MC Breed made it so, I'm going to get mine. You got to get yours. Hey, get yours. Hey, that's the time we living in right now. I'm going to get mine. It ain't about you getting I ain't trying to please you in that bedroom. I ain't trying to do none of that. You better get yours in these 10 minutes, whatever it's going to be, and I'm out. and you looking like you on the internet. Hey, he ain't this. You think that dude care about what you talking about? It was all about him. He had to get his and kept on moving. He said, "Go."
Yeah, the music is trash, big bro.
But
Out here.
back in
We
the
got a few though. Go ahead,
I
Sonia.
remember asking my mother the same question. Back in the day when my mother was growing up in the, the 30s and the 40s, 50s, they had a lot of kids. They had a lot of love songs, but they also had a lot. So
Marvin C's.
I can that we would probably have more kids if it was a lot more love songs. I mean, love songs make you feel fuzzy and warm and make you feel like you in love. So I just think that maybe it's to slow some of these kids down. That's our first topic. Think about it. If we had a lot of love songs going around, we're gonna have more kids.
Yeah, they did the data in '94 when "All May Love To You" by Boys Men came out, and they said they birthed the generation that year because everybody that was the go-to. I'm like, then they did the stats on this,
just like Luther, all of them songs.
Yeah, dude. Look.
Oh yeah. Marvin C's "Candy Liquor." That song. I didn't know they had R. Kelly stuff back then. Like, oh, y'all just had more of jazzier track, but everybody was talking about the same thing. It's just R. Kelly put 12 play out there, and we straight what it is now. Like, oh, okay.
Well played by R. Kelly. Yes,
We ain't gonna do innuendo. We just gonna straight say what it is. Like, okay. Then it just got worse from there. Like, man, I'm do this and this. Like, put it in your mouth. Like, wow, that's a song. What? You remember how it used to be banging out to the swing out? Like, hey, bro, what you playing? Man, that's on the mixtape. Like, wow. The men used to make that beat, hit it from the back.
Oh,
like, that's actual mix song. Like, you lying. And we heard it like, wow, we just playing around. That's the actual damn song. They just got more straight to the point with like, wow. But you got a few people trying to come back to love. You got a few people. But we need the balance.
That is I never thought about that, but with the whole thing of that's something to consider, Sonia. With all the depopulation and all of that type of stuff, like what if that is another way to just continue to split up the family? Because we know everybody when we heard that R&B, first thing we said was baby making music. That's what everybody would always
say. That dude with Theotis. Y'all heard of Theotis stand up in it? That blues type track came out recently. Older guy.
Yeah.
So it's still some out here.
What were you saying, Sonia?
No, I was saying if we think about our parents, my grandmother had 9 kids. My mother had 4 kids, and I had 1. So back in those days, they didn't have a whole lot to do but listen to love making music.
And they knew to keep that man happy. He gonna go to work. He need to do his thing. Get back out to make that money, baby.
And they wore those moo-moos. You remember how people?
Yeah.
Hey, I always tell everybody, let's not forget the real reason why they had so many kids is because when the husbands came back from the wars that they was drafted to, they came back ready for that action, boss. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I'm saying? They know you when you come back from a war like that. I mean, nobody was talking about PTSD back then. But one thing they was talking about was they knew what to do in that room,
And lack of contraception.
Yep, lacking that contraception.
Yep. That's true. They didn't have as many choices.
Yeah. Now, last topic. I always got to talk about health. What y'all doing to be a little healthy out here?
Go ahead, Jerome.
Okay. So with this week, I'm gonna just talk because the weather's starting to break here, which I know it's coming up there in the D sometime soon. But water, more water, and more water. Stay hydrated.
Jody was the thing.
Yeah, I definitely say stay hydrated. I read something probably 2-3 months ago. It used to be 8 glasses of water a day. That's all people used to say. Now what they saying is drink half of your body weight in ounces. That's how much water you're supposed to be drinking. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, we're just going to do simple math. Weigh 150, 75 ounces is what they need to be drinking.
So half your healthy body weight.
Yes. And so I'm just encouraging everybody to drink their water, whether you're drinking the tap, the good old D-Town tap water, bottled water, alkaline water, you name it, watermelon. Drink you some type of damn water. That's all I'm saying.
Coconut water is your friend. What the hell, damn? Okay.
Oh yeah, coconut water hydrates.
It hydrates. It has electrolytes. All the good stuff.
Now the thing about that coconut water, I'll say this. Now I'm let the ladies come in. The coconut water, unless you're getting the real coconut, the damn little things in that little container, sometimes you gotta be careful because look at the dates on those things. Those things mess around and been expired on you, and it'll make your day long. Don't make no appointments. It'll make your day long. That's all. I'm out.
You gotta go to that porcelain guy, make an offer, make a few tribute. Lord, I never do it again. Oh Lord, damn, help!
You canceling all appointments. Like, you know what? I gotta tell Kid we can't do that financial meeting today. Ain't happening.
He said, not even tomorrow. Tell her call me next week.
Yeah. Oh, Darren know about that limited range.
He said, give you limited range. Oh Lord.
Porcelain God ain't no joke, man. Don't mess White Castle at night. It's good going down. It come out rough.
One of the things I say in terms of being healthy, I was just thinking about this earlier, was of course, like I said last week, being intentional, but also what I was thinking about is remembering the things that work that got you here in the first place, and continue to do those little things over time, right? Because sometimes we do things and we think that it's insignificant in what we're doing because we can't see it working in the immediate. We can't see it working in the present. And so just being mindful of those things and understanding that every healthy choice, every positive choice that you're making is getting you closer to your goal, regardless if you can see it or not. Just because you don't see it on the outside doesn't mean it's not working on the inside. So for me, for this week, it's about my mindset around being healthy and what that looks like, living in the present and not focusing on the past or on the future, but just right here, right now, and what choices can I make right now in the moment that's gonna get me closer to where I want to be.
Good stuff.
Day by day, step by step, what she's telling y'all.
Sonya?
And I am going to say ditto to what everybody else said before. And it's a couple of things that I do this time, or today I'm going to focus on walking. So I like to stay active, and I tell people, because sometimes people say, oh, you know what, I'm tired, or, I can't walk that long. And I'm like, I like to say walking, running, they're both the same things. You just finish one faster than the other. So what I do is I try to get a certain amount of steps in. And of course you have to give yourself time, but baby steps. If you take one slight little walk up your street and walk back, and then the next day you add a little more into it. So I try to average anywhere between 7,000 to 10,000 steps a day. So I usually walk for about an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes I can walk for 2 hours. And I have trained my little dog. She's a little 8-pound Yorkie. She just be so excited. She can go for 2 hours too. So we walk. And then I also like to just make sure I'm stretching. That's important too. So I stretch in the morning, and sometimes I stretch in the evening, because sometimes when your body is achy, you will think you have arthritis when actually you just need to stretch.
Okay.
And she preaching good. Say that again for the people in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You talking to me now. I got to get up, because I wake up and be like, oh, call me. Take me to the king.
Stretching is important, and do just a little something to get out of the bed.
Yeah, Charlie horse are the worst pain ever.
And don't say when you were being sexually active you were stretched. That doesn't count. You get on the ground by yourself and stretch. And lift your legs and everything.
How However, it is in the activity tracker as
Yeah, you burn some
exercise.
calories. You need to get some electrolytes.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's awesome.
Oh Lord.
Man, been willpower, boy. Because them days we had like 80 degrees. Let me go to Family Dollar and get some old cashews. That's my junk food. And I walked through that chocolate aisle. I just started hearing, Jeff, hey, we miss you.
Pick me.
Nah, I can't. Nah, I ain't. Jeff, come on, man. I'm your boy Reese. You know we go back like Cadillac. Like, no, I can't mess with y'all no more. Don't make me no good. Get my ass, get my peanuts, get the hell out of here. Like, and they really called. Driving back Coney Island, like, chili fries. No, no. We got our regimen. That's what we doing. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a little tougher than I thought because I've been doing good. Like, yeah, hot outside. Like, dang. Yeah, I was a slut with the junk food, but you can't slut no more, Jeff. That's dead. Healthy living. Willpower. That's the word for that. Willpower. You can do it.
That's good.
Willpower.
I made a real good chili fry with
Said jump out the dress.
homemade potatoes with the lentils as the chili sauce. It was good. Gotta just
got to be more careful.
yeah.
She said, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I told y'all I'm staying away. Soon as you say, hey, I made mac and cheese, red velvet, I'm like, devil is a lie, I'll leave you alone. I'm out. As soon as you say red, I'm over this way. Red velvet, chocolate cake, lemon, anything, pound cake.
Yeah, I messed up with that on Easter. Yeah, German chocolate cake.
Oh, not the German.
That's
Not my homie.
How many slices you did? Let's be honest. Okay, we got you for real.
One.
No, don't you do it.
Did you do like a little one?
Okay, you had one while you said there 3 on the way back to the crib.
Nah.
You take that one slice, but it be like that big.
Hey, but
just one slice.
That's my problem. I'm gonna be to have one over there because I got the eyes on me. But was Sonya put it to the side, I done took that 3 into the little container and I'm up out of there like this.
Oh, you got it bad, bro.
I appreciate it.
Nah, that one lasted a couple of days because I think it was like 3 layers or something, like 2 layers, 3 layers, something like that. 3, I think.
See,
man, I was like Pookie. I'm calling my sister a nurse. Like, what about zero sugar? Well, you can probably do a bite. No. Just get your peanuts.
I don't have to worry about sugar. I got to worry about meat. I got lamb chops, turkey chops.
Ooh.
I got to worry about.
So you about to barbecue over there with that?
It ain't no sweets for me. So.
Mm-hmm.
And junk food just tastes good. That's the bad part. Like, it ain't good for you, but it just tastes good. It's quick and easy, but healthy living.
Insulin shot.
Darren
the damn food, man. No, man. That's the whole point. I don't want that insulin shot. I don't want the shot, the pills.
I don't, and I'm a living witness. I tried that dang shot, the Trulicity shot last week. When I tell you that shot had me in the bed sick for 3 days. I couldn't walk, couldn't talk, nothing down.
Oh no.
Like, nah, I can't do it. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm intermittent fasting, juice, walking, eating healthy. That's it.
I got a homegirl for the 2 ladies here. If y'all serious about trying to lose some weight and things, but I know Kia doing like a vegan thing right now. But I got her on this thing, and this girl was 300 pounds, and now she's down to 167.
Nice.
167, and she on her page. Oh, my boy Jay, this, and that. I told she was cussing me out though, because I told her like, hey, you can't eat that bull jive you've been eating, pizza and all that. Got to go. All right, Jeff, you got.
What she do? She
in the mornings you eat grilled egg whites. Or
she got her own little regimen. That's what you said.
Yeah. I had to customize it for her, and I told her you got to stick with it. You know, for lunch, pan-seared, grilled, or baked boneless chicken breast with mixed veggies. No breads, no fried foods. None of the like Coach used to tell us, stay away from the pop, the chips, all that BS.
Mhm.
You don't eat fruit. So
Coach
every other
Ballard,
day
shout
she
out to
calling me,
you.
she's like, "Can I have this? Can I have that?" I said, "Nope, can't have that. Can't have it. Hey, I'm gonna let you have your cheat meal, but I need you to get. You said you want to be at 150. Get to 150." He said, "You had it check." Yeah.
Black slow mo,
I had the kidnapper there and try to get it
black
right.
snake mo. What's that?
Oh
Hey,
hell no! Now, I
hey,
do got
man.
a question.
Once you tell me you trying to get right, I got to give you the plan. I'm gonna put Jeff on it here in a minute.
Now I got a question. Y'all can see it on the side before I
Yeah,
put
we
it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's new because people can see that before. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
no, all you do is you switch off for private and you look at comments and it come up.
Yeah, because before people never said they saw it before until I put it on the screen, so they got better with their tech.
Okay.
Any final words before we dip?
Let the ladies go.
Have fun, live life, but have a moral compass while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. That German truck cake, huh?
That's right. Got to live.
How the rich people live.
But I'm not a sweethead though. So, but then this
Dabble.
particular time I was like, okay, yeah, I do, but I know better than that. But normally, yep, I still now get me with the salty, with the crunchy, with the chips. That's me all day. I'm a chip.
Oh, the chips, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. Moral compass, y'all.
Or
Sound-
I like that one.
I'm gonna just say, y'all, thanks for coming on. You gotta go home, but you gotta get out of here.
Amen.
Hey, I'm about to steal my brother Citizen Edwards over there. Eat to live, not live to eat. And basically you are what you eat. That's what I tell everybody. You just waking up, eating, the biggest pancakes, you're getting every carb you can think of. Pancakes, hash browns, the breakfast potatoes.
All together.
You know what I'm saying? Smoked sausage. You got every dang thing. It's like then you do some crazy stuff for lunch. At some point, you got to take a time out, sir, ma'am. Let's take a time out. Let's take a time out around here. Yeah, it's like a time out. It's like let's take a time out here. Can we breathe a little bit? Like you got to want to do better. Like, okay, let's go up these stairs and let's see how you breathe. And when we go up 2 flights, and if you breathe heavier than me, we got to take a time out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't never walked this much. I'm proud. Just like Sonya said, just get out here and let's do some walking at lunch instead of this food.
He putting people in the corner.
Hey, I know I'm coming down. If I'm coming down your aisle and I'm stepping on your toes, just say ouch instead of hey. Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah. Definitely do everything in moderation and be mindful of your environments, because whether you're corporate or around your people, know how to navigate those environments so you can always, they call it code switch, but I call it adapt to wherever you are. So you can reach the goals you're trying to reach. And always exercise a little bit, drink some water, because I know people had a little problem on Easter because it was 420, so I'm going to see the Lord and I'm going to fire that thing up when I get home and hit the rib. You got to do everything in moderation. Balance. Need balance.
Okay.
Hope everybody enjoyed it. Maybe back next week going to be a fun topic. Probably go old school, something like so we do fun or barbecues.
To comply. Hey, we got to be real.
She ain't lying. She ain't lying. She ain't lying.
Get it.
She ain't lying.
Love the night.
I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody.